Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about BDSM dynamics. And over the years, I've heard quite a few people argue the case that the sub is really always the one in control, because the sub can always use a safe word at any time, and the sub has to consent to everything that ever happens, which is true. But the sub doesn't get to do anything without a dominant being involved. So everything is always give and take. There's always a 50-50 arrangement. And something that underlies everything that we ever do is the fact that it doesn't really matter what you do. When you really understand BDSM dynamics properly, you understand that everything is a role play. Everything is a game. None of it is, there's always a line between what is real life and what is the kink space or the BDSM space. I'm someone who, when I'm not in the when I'm not in the kink space, when I'm not in dominatrix mode, people call me Jerry, because the best way I would describe it to people is that the goddess Obsidian is like Maleficent, and Jerry is like Angelina Jolie. So Angelina Jolie plays the character of Maleficent, and Jerry, who I am on a day-to-day regular basis, becomes the goddess Obsidian when I enter the BDSM space. But apart from that, I'm in a completely different headspace. It's and a lot of what we do, I like to always make things theatrical and always add elements that delight all the senses, whether that be smells, sounds, visual stimulation, anything that creates a whole all different forms of ways to engage someone, and that's basically something that I think a lot of people struggle to understand it. That it's not like, a lot of I guess a lot of people are fuckheads and wankers in terms of like that they think that they're going to be this dominant persona all the time, or whatever persona they are all the time. In fact, a lot of the people that I come across, a lot of let's just use an example of a lot of guys who want to come and have a session with me and submit to me, put themselves into a submissive position, are often people who have who wield a lot of power, have a lot of responsibility in their day-to-day life. So they want to come into a zone where they can switch off and completely hand control over to someone else. And I'm, I guess, someone who I haven't typically been someone who's had a lot of power and responsibility in my day-to-day life. So I enjoy being dominant and in control of a situation in the BDSM space. So that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Just the difference between being in the space and out of the space. And another thing to finish off with is that a professional box or any kind of boxer or sports person. The boxer's either in the ring or they're out of the ring. When they're in the ring, that's when they do. That's when they're fighting, you know. And the lawyer they're a lawyer in the courtroom. Once they step out of the courtroom, I mean, you know, they still might have some homework to do outside the court, but the court's their field of play. And in the BDSM space, we also have a field of play. Outside of the BDSM space, it's day-to-day life, and the rules that exist within the space that we create to do our kink is going to be different to the rules that exist outside the space that we create to do our kink. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you again